Alrighty people, welcome. So I just wanted to give my first off the cuff thoughts and impressions on the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Alpha that came out this weekend. This is the 2v2 Alpha, which is functional now because at first, at launch of this Alpha, the servers were kinda janky, but now they're back on track and I can get into matches rather easily. So let's talk about the gameplay first, since that's the most important. So COD has gone back to traditional boots on the ground gameplay. You don't see people in jetpacks flying around doing all this crazy shit. Now it's gun on gun gameplay, boots on the ground gameplay, no more wall sliding or any of that shit. While I do appreciate the idea of futuristic shooters, I just think it didn't work in particular for the Call of Duty setting. The more they dragged out on and on and on. I like stuff like Time Splitters 2 and Future Perfect. I think the guns and everything in that game feels great. But in COD, things got increasingly frustrating. Wall running, grounded pounds that could kill an entire team. Everything just felt less fun the more time went on, and I'm not even going to get into the yearly franchise deal because I don't like it. I like when a video game franchise takes the time to cook in the oven and they deliver something of quality. They managed to do it here. I don't know how, but still with the differing studios that kind of lends a helping hand. But at the same time, I think when they noticed that these COD entries like Infinite Warfare, these other COD games that failed, they had to go back to the drawing board. And sometimes simple problems, they come with simple solutions. You have to understand that. Sometimes you have to go back and look what made a franchise great in the first place, draw from that, and put that into the new modern release. And they did that by going back to one of their best reinvigorated games, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I feel like Modern Warfare, when that series first started, that first initial game of COD 4, it was amazing. They had all the strokes of a masterpiece. I'm talking about boots on the ground gameplay, a fun multiplayer, even a fun single player. It had it all, and I think that's what Call of Duty fans really want, is that core of both being enjoyable experiences. Now we have Modern Warfare 2019, and I think this game will dethrone Rainbow Six Siege in every possible way on fun factor. The balancing feels right. So when you shoot someone, it actually feels like, hey, you're shooting someone, they have a health bar, they take damage, they go down. It doesn't seem like there's any regenerating health in this mode, but maybe that will change as we move on to multiplayer ventures involving like 5v5. But in this mode 2v2, you get shot, you take damage, it remains, and you can die really quickly. It is still the same Call of Duty formula. It is still a twitch shooter, so you have to be on your toes, but that's what makes it fun, with the realism and all this shit going around and getting the jump on your opponent. The guns are also awesome. I didn't feel like they were super OP or anything. When you first start the 2v2, your weapons shift from each kill perspective. Once you kill like a certain amount of times, your gun shift to like different guns, so you could try out like new weapons, you could try out like all this different shit. It doesn't seem to be perks from what I know, but that could always change. I know there was the Molotov that you can light people on fire with, and it causes like an AoE effect. You can get a rocket launcher. There's also two different modes between gunfight, where it's standard 2v2, and gunfight OSP, where you have to procure all weapons on site and run around barehanded. You can fight the enemies barehanded if you want, but you might get shot, so you might want to pick up that gun that's like 3 feet in front of you to survive. After a certain while, there is a stalemate where if you haven't killed your opponent in an elapsed amount of time, you can run and capture the flag. If you capture the flag immediately, you will win the match automatically, even if there's still like 2 people alive. So there is a strategic element. There is a lot going on besides just killing. Do you want to go for that flag? Do you want to risk it if someone else can see the flag and run to your location? And I like that. I like this tactile insertion of how do you think about your next move before you actually make it. And it is really good, you know, it's really good. It makes you think, it makes you want to be on your toes, it makes you run around and want to just shoot people up and have a lot of fucking fun with it. And this game embodies fun. Like I said, I've been playing for like almost 9 to 10 hours, getting either rage quits, losses, or wins. It's such a good experience. It's such a good feeling when you actually just clutch through a match and your one player, your other opponent, your other teammates might be dead or something, and it's just you versus the other guy and you don't know where he is. That shit is enthralling, intense, and fun when it really gets down to the wire, and it's all a matter of who's going to shoot who first, who's going to find who first, who has traps, because you can get like C4s, you can get claymore mines, you can get timed explosives, you can get proximity mines as well. But it's all about how you approach the game from a certain perspective and trying to win each match. I just love it. I just love it. There is the occasional Call of Duty issues, but this comes prevalent with any shooter, like camping. We ran across some camping bitches, I'm not going to lie, but you can throw grenades to flush people out anyway, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. Everything feels so good. Now, there is certain maps that I don't like the container map where people can bob and weave through them, you know, the classic Call of Duty syndrome, but it's par for the course. If you're really good at the game, then you can really just clutch it and blow people up and fucking kill them. And I love that shit. I love that shit so much. The snipers feel good, the Desert Eagle feels good, the machine guns feel good. You can toggle options. It gives you options like the previous Call of Duty games. And it gives you your own loadout as well, and I assume maybe there could be some customizable stuff down the road, as we saw in the Call of Duty live stream. And it gives you that sort of little Rainbow Six Siege element if that is the case. And they really just took everything they could and adopted it. I think this COD though, it feels a little bit less fast than Black Ops 3, but there is 2 sprints from what I noticed. You press the button, you press like L3, you press it again, and you could just take off, you know what I mean? But this game, man, I'm telling you, if they keep the balancing like this, if they keep everything just as engaging and fun with the other modes, we have a 2019 first-person shooter contender on our hands for the best first-person shooter of the year. I'm telling you now, this is no exaggeration. If you haven't played this beta, and I pushed my chair back for a second, I told you, this is off the cuff, baby. We are doing this live. But if you play this alpha, get a good friend, because there is like open matchmaking with other players, and there is also private matchmaking, so you can get a friend with you if you know them and enjoy the experience. I'm telling you now, this fucking game is so fun. The fun factor is just so fun, and I think the new engine really complements this Call of Duty as well, because not only is it so fun, but it looks so good. When you blow someone up with a fucking RPG and they just fall the fuck back like they do a backflip or something, and it's so cool to see, and it's such a realistic animation, or you shoot someone in the face with a shotgun and you see the shell coming off out of the gun in slow motion, that shit looks good. I'm not gonna lie. And the whole HUD and everything looks like fine, and everything looks crisp. And I think Infinity Ward, they're doing a great job with this game. They're doing a service by putting out something that works, going back to an older formula, rebooting it, and taking something that was so unique and reinvigorating during that time and bringing it back to the modern masses. I would say if they keep this up, and there was controversy about COD as well, you know, they talked about, oh, white phosphorus is a kill streak, oh, war crime, why is this in here, and all this bullshit. That just made me want to buy the game even more, because People are salty over fucking kill streaks now. They can't have realistic shit in war. It's all over the place, fam. People are just so weird and crazy. I want more realistic games, but I can't have these realistic prospects in a war game, and war isn't ugly and all this other shit. No, this game plays amazingly. I don't care what you bastards say who are fucking these weirdo people who want everything censored. I love good experiences. And I think after playing this with a friend, after playing this with like several friends actually, because I was on a hot streak yesterday, I was playing this shit with friends and randoms. This game couldn't feel any more smoother, any more better. I get so much blood-curdling rage when I play Siege because the balancing is shit. The new operators are either hit or miss, mostly miss, because Warden is a useless piece of shit. I'm just gonna say that right now. Oh, glasses that can see all this stuff and everything, but his speed sucks, and he just sucks in general, and his guns suck and all this other shit. I don't get that with COD. I don't get that with COD. It feels like every gun in my hands can be mastered and learned to the greatest degree. And that's something from me. That's saying something coming from me, because I was so discontent from Call of Duty for the longest. For the futuristic crap, for them liquidating studios and getting rid of shit like Prototype and all that stuff. I was the biggest doubter. And now, when it comes to this game, I am the biggest believer. I think if it stays like this, it's gonna go over well. It really is. It really is gonna. You have to play it. If you don't get the chance to play this alpha to understand how good everything is, then you need to wait until the beta, and that's coming in September, where you will be able to play probably 5v5. I think it's like September 12th or something. If you pre-ordered the game, you get the beta early. So there's another opportunity to play the game before it releases. And I'm telling you now, this is something that I can't say anything bad about it, other than the fact that I really didn't like one map. That's it. With that new gunfight OSP mode, they even threw us a bone. They didn't have to, but they did it anyway. They threw us a bone, and they decided to put in gunfight OSP with a new map. And I was like, holy shit, this is cool. So now, even though I don't like the whole steel port or the steel gate map or whatever the fuck they call it, with the containers and weaving through and all that shit, at least I can play on a new map. At least I can play on a new mode where it's procure on site and I have to run around and get my weapons, and it's a fun, enjoyable experience. It makes it a little bit harder if you're barehanded, but still, once you finally get that windscreen, it all is just worthwhile, in my opinion, when you learn it. And the learning curve is not that bad either. It's not the steepest thing in the world. Siege, it takes a while for new players to get introduced. For me, I think it took me like maybe 2 or 3 losses before I was right back on the trail again with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. If you're a COD freak, you're going to love this game. If you are a casual observer and you like first-person shooters, you're going to like this game. I'm telling you now, it's enough skill there, and it's enough accessibility where everyone can pick up and they can decide to learn it and see for themselves how good the game is. I'm telling you now, controls feel good. Fucking everything feels fucking good, man. For real, like, and there's like several control schemes that you could change. Like, I really give them the benefit of the doubt there. There's like 12 fucking control schemes in the menu itself. So if you don't like one, if you like playing, fucking Southpaw, if you like playing like Bear Claw, if you like playing fucking Octopus Claw, you can do that in this game. Just a lot of accessibility, a lot of fun, and the replay value that makes you willing to go back and experience more. And this is, like I said, I've been discontent for Call of Duty for the longest time, but this game deserves praise. It really does. And this is just a simple first impressions. You got to play it for yourself. Fuck. Like, I can't believe Infinity Ward delivered this year after all that bullshit they did after I played the Infinite Warfare beta. And I was like, okay, it's a goddamn Terminator walking around and killing like 6 teammates. This is inhumane. This doesn't make any sense. This is unsanitary. What is this? When you dial it back, easy problems have easy solutions. And when they went back to Modern Warfare, it couldn't be any much better than it is now. This is Renegade Operative signing off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my first impressions of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2v2 Alpha. What do you guys think of this whole experience? Are you copying Call of Duty Modern Warfare as a day one buy, or will you wait? I have nothing but high hopes. Sound off in the comments below. Let me know. And once again, stay tuned to more future endeavors involving me and just saying whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want, however the fuck I want. And you can drop a like whenever the fuck you want to, and comment whenever the fuck you want to. I'm just having a lot of fun with this so far. I want to get back to COD. I just really want to get back to it, man. When I'm like aiming down a scope and I got my bead on someone's face with a sniper and they don't know what's going on, and I'm like pulling the trigger, it's the most satisfying thing ever. It can only be rivaled by like the kill cam that's presented in Sniper Elite, where you see the bullet like penetrating through flesh and everything. That's one kind of nitpick that I have. I kind of wish it was gore in the multiplayer, because I like seeing people's limbs get blown off if they want to go the realistic route. Gore is realistic in war. Maybe it will be in the campaign. We gotta see. But this is me signing out. Hopefully you guys really enjoyed this. This was almost 20 minutes. God damn. And I'm signing out. Peace out. See you later. Once again, follow me on social media. And as always, be good people.